Good morning, everybody. This is the day that the Lord hath made. We shall rejoice, we shall sing, and we shall be glad in it. I'm Dr. Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the coaching community, the Book Business Bosses, where we help you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth. Oh my goodness, it's Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. So I am so glad today is Sunday, and it is also the last day of the BK Royston Publishing pop-up bookstore, and I've received all type of congratulations, and I am so honored and humbled, and people who've come by, people who've been there. We've got one more day today, and then we move out, and then someone else moves in. And so I know that some of you are thinking that it's my permanent space, and special shout goes out to, as they say, the decorators, Miss Peggy Dixon and her daughter, Miss Risa Dixon. I'm hoping that they'll have maybe a business of interior. I'm putting that out there in the atmosphere. I'm just putting that straight on out there that they will have an event planning, decorating. So be on the lookout for that. If I have anything to say about it, but I'm really ecstatic and appreciative of all the authors, all the books that were there, and look for that to come up again. But I'm like, ooh, I was getting tired because of the consistency that you have to be with a brick and mortar store is totally different than being, mobile. I can be multiple places, I can do multiple things. But when you're at a specific location at a specific time, that's good for a short period of time. But long term, that I don't think that's for me. So this week, and I am having plans. Be on the lookout. Follow me on social media because I will probably be coming back during the holiday. I wavered back and forth depending on how tired I was, back and forth whether I would do it, whether I wouldn't do it, whether you gonna do it. I don't know, but um, I have to, of course, make sure there's availability with management, but be on the lookout for that. But um, one of the things that I'm always proud of, no matter what the results are, um, that I endure to the end. So to endure to the end, you have to keep going. And of course, and he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. So just the piece of scripture that I want to use is, let us run this with patience, the race that is set before us. We're looking at Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, but we have to run this race, the race, not a race, but the race. The race of life, the race of salvation, the race of endurance on this earth. Now, there are some activities we quit. There are some activities we stop. Like this pop-up bookstore was only for this week, and I'm not going to be in that mall permanently. It was only for that time and that season. That's fine, but I keep going with the race of my purpose, my position, my the assignments that I've been giving. I don't just quit. Sometimes I feel like it, sometimes I want to, but I know I have to keep going because there are things that God has prepared for me that I can't get to unless I keep going through whatever heat seasons I'm in, shifting, tired. I'll recover. It may take me a little longer this time, but I'll recover, and I'll, feel better, and yay, and sleep more, and I have to worry about what's going on at the pop-up store, but I got to keep going. I have to run with patience. I have to run my pace and run in my lane. I can't be concerned about what other people are doing. And I cheer you on. I congratulate you. Y'all know I do. Congratulations. Awesome. That's so great. Yay. I'm cheering for you. But I have my own race to run. I have my own thing that I have to get accomplished. And sometimes, it may look different. It may be slower. It may be different. But I got to keep going. I have to keep going to the place and the position that God has for me. Because in the end, I want to, as I often say from Miles Monroe, I want to die empty. And then I want to hear him say, well done, thou good and faithful servant. I've got to keep moving. I got to keep going so that I will win the prize. He that runneth doesn't think, I'm not going to, we run for the goal. We run for the ultimate goal, not just the things that are temporary, the things that we can see. But that's the distraction. That's the enemy's point and the enemy's job to get you so you do quit. You give up on the eternal thing, not just the temporary thing. A pop-up bookstore is temporary. It's only there for a minute, but I will still be writing. I will still be publishing. I will still be promoting. I will still be traveling. It just looks different. Now, that's something else too, is that you can stop certain activities and stop them, in this season. In this season, this is what we do. In this season, this is how we behave. Because it was different when I worked a full-time job. I could only do certain things for a certain amount of time because I was required to be at a job from 9 to 4. And if they decided they were going to have faculty meeting or an emergency one that they could call anytime, it might be 9 to 5. And by the time I got home, it was 6. So therefore, it just all depends on. So I had a limited amount of time that I could dedicate to my race, to my publishing race, to my business race. Now it's a different season. It's a new season. It's a new day. But I kept going. I didn't give up on the dream that I had in my mind. And that's the enemy's objective, is getting you distracted, getting you off course. Now, you may be down for a minute. Death happens. Major catastrophes happen. And grief happens. And yes, sickness happens. But in the back of your mind, always be running. I'm going to keep going. Devil, I see you. You came for me. You came for my kids. You came for my house. You came for my dream. That could only be down for a minute, but I will regroup. God will give me another $1 million idea. God will give me another plan of action. That's why I ask him all the time. Give me $1 million idea. Give me that plan for me. I can't look at somebody else's idea, look at somebody else's race, and look at somebody else's purpose, and look at somebody else's positioning and say, that's where I'm supposed to be. Are you? Should you? Should you be over there? Now, I know I'm not athletic. Now, I could if I just decided, but being able to think I'm going to run in the Olympics, really? Or even the derby races, the triathlon, excuse me. What? I'm do good to just walk around the lap. I mean, start there. But we look at other people where they are and think, oh, I like where they are. But do you know what it takes to get there? Do you know what they do? Their work habits, their sleep habits, their work ethic. Do you know what it takes investment wise? I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about investing in time and study and but find where you're supposed to be. There's nothing like being and doing what you were called to do. There's nothing like it. Realizing that I'm in the zone. I am in what I am called to do. It is like breathing. It is like it's just a euphoric feeling to know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And sometimes we want to be where other people are. But then if the best place is to be in the will of God. The best place is to be comfortable in your own skin. The best place. Yeah, we all have to learn things. We all have to make adjustments. We all have to pick up the pace sometimes and then slow it based on what our health says, based on what the economy is doing, and make some shifts. But when you are doing what you're called to do, what you were born to do, what you were gifted to do. Yeah, I have to learn about artificial intelligence and keep up with it. But that's the reason why God placed me with Brian Royston. He helps me keep up with all that that's going on, and what parts do apply now and what parts should apply in the future, And sometimes he says, baby, I'm watching that for you. I'm looking out for that to see how that can work for you. Yeah. When you're in this race, hopefully, you should be garnering a village, garnering a team, holding on to the tools and the resources that God has placed in your life. And then, of course, hopefully you're not burning bridges. We weren't supposed to be together at this season, but we're back together in this season. Things changed, but you can't get there if you don't keep going. You can't arrive at that. Now we're able to connect and network, and I'm in a different place, and you're in a different place. Sometimes it's a different place mindset wise. Sometimes you have to lay aside some weights. Sometimes you have to get rid of some mindsets. Sometimes God has to take you through some things so you can keep going better, keep going faster, keep going with a greater understanding of where you're supposed to be in position. But you can't learn that if you stop. You can't get that experience and patience and all that knowledge if you stop. I wouldn't have known what I know now when I first started 15 years ago in business. But now, 15 years later, I'm like, no. And I'm still learning some things. And I confess, there's some things like, ooh, I should have done that. I should do that. It wasn't necessarily sin, but it was a bad move. But it wasn't a bad move. It was a lesson that I had to learn. And unless I went for it, unless I risked for it, unless I counted up Danielle Winningham says, and I counted up my coins and then figured out, I think I could do that. And then you get over there and you realize, but I won't know unless I keep going. I won't know unless I keep growing. And you don't grow by, the seeds have to be down in the dirt. Ooh, that's a word for somebody. The seeds have to get in the contention, the growing, the watering. You feel like you're drowning. Water, the watering, the dark times, the down in the dirt, because there are sometimes you're on the backside of the mountain. Sometimes people don't recognize you. They don't acknowledge you until somebody else sees you. Just like John saw Jesus. Behold, there he is. That's the Lamb of God. But you got to keep going to get there. You have to keep going to be recognized. And I'm thrilled and I'm ecstatic of all the attention that I've received, and people who know me, people who see me, and I acknowledge that. But I'm thankful for the times you didn't know me. The times you just knew me as a singer. You didn't know I wrote any books. The times so I could work on my craft, so I could get better and increase and know in knowledge and stature. So when I came out, I would have something to say, because I've been on the backside of the mountain. I've seen those mistakes. Like, oh Lord, that was hard. That was But now someone came in. People. The one thing about the pop-up, people, it's open to the public. So people are coming in and just saying things. Hi, how you doing? And you don't know who you're going to meet. And so there was a lady who came in there. She's going to be in the pop-up after me sometime in April. And so she came in. She goes, well, I'll just look around the space while I'm here. And then we start talking about business, and we start talking about making some decisions about business. We start talking about things that should be happening in business. And so she was just like, and so I was able to help her. Yeah. I was able to advise her, but I couldn't have advised her 15 years ago because I didn't know. 15 years later, I said, girl, you need this, and you need this. Check on these 2 people, call these 3 organizations. And we had a conversation. Now, what happens after that? I don't know. But remember them seeds I was talking about? It's planting seeds in other people. Some people are in the dirt behind the scenes. And the first thing she said was, woo, these taxes, woo, my money, woo. So, you're able to help people along the way. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Thank you so much. So what are you going to do? You're going to keep going. You may have to slow your pace. You may have to take time where you're regrouping and reorganizing and My friends told me probably 3 years ago, girl, you cannot go to the next level until you establish a team. And I was like, ooh, I'm kind of a solopreneur, but God brought people to me. That was my number one thing. I had to pray to God and say, okay, I need you to bring them to me, because I don't have no time for a whole lot of confusion. God is not the author of confusion. So God, you bring them to me. Now I may have to make some adjustments, and I may have to tweak some things, but you bring them to me. You bring them in the scope, because I'm used to working alone. So working with other people, that's an adjustment you have to make. Not necessarily a bad thing. It's a good thing. You have to realize you have to let people work, but you can't do that if you stop. Yeah. I'm on. So I'm laughing because I'm looking at the comments. She said, "I need to be on your team." You on my team, Mary? You know you are. But I am super excited about everything going on with everybody. So today, what we gonna do? Keep going, and keep going one step at a time, one event at a time. Keep going. I don't know. I haven't had I love you too, boo. I haven't had my tea yet this morning, but I'm gonna get it. You guys believe it. So, just so you know, I hope that helps you to keep going for what God has in store for you. And if I can help, let's have a conversation. Talkwithroyston.com, or email me. I've got to check on my calendar system. It's not doing right. So I have some phone calls to make on Monday, but go to Talk with Royston. You can get on my calendar at least through this week. But April, I don't know what's going on. That's the adjustment I have to make this week. I'm like, fix it. What y'all doing? But talkwithroyston.com, or you can always email me at bkroystonpublishing at gmail.com. And let's have a conversation. Coming up at 10 a.m. in about 11 minutes is Live Your Best Life on envision-radio.com, my Tuner Radio, Audacity. But be sure and download the free app, the Envision Android app, Alexa Radio. But you can always just on your computer, on your phone, go to envision-radio.com and listen 24/7 where praise meets talk. And then coming up at 11 a.m. is the Spike Davidson Friends Show. Tune in for Last Music and more. And then on Tuesdays is the Book Business Boss Show. Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. That's all about books, all about writing. The episodes that I'm in right now are all about publishing. There are different avenues to publish. I'm pouring everything I know. I'm not holding nothing back. I'm not hiding anything. So reach out to us, listen in, vision-radio.com on Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. or listen to the replays at the Book Business Boss podcast.com. And then Jefferson Mall, today is the last day. Yay! Pop-up bookstore in Jefferson Mall, 4801. I said 1801, but it's 4801. The Outer Loop in Louisville. If you're in and around the area today, is Envision Radio Day. So that's all day today. And I'm super excited. Come out and meet some of the hosts. That's only some of the hosts. There's a lot more hosts around the country. And hopefully we'll have other events where you could come and meet even more hosts. But there'll be hosts there today, and there'll be music, and I'll get my voice together. Don't worry about me. I'll sing a song or two later on, and we'll post pictures later. It has been a wonderful week. It is taken from me from the big black chair, of course, but it's been a wonderful week, and I look forward to doing it again around the holiday season. But you will all be blessed in all that you say and do. Coming up on Saturday, I'll post that this week. I'll get everything down for the pop-up bookstore tomorrow, and I'll post where I'll be in this Saturday. I'm headed to Kansas City, Missouri for a book fair and just an event for where my books will be on display. So I'll let you know more and more about where I'll be and what I'll be doing. So you'll all be blessed in all that you say and do. And know today, tomorrow, and always, Live your best life. I'm Dr. Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing. Love you all. Bye bye.